And we're back. Okay, short off season indeed. We are back at it. Time to get into the 2021-2022. We'll probably just refer to them as the 2022 Academy Awards. We've got a long ways to go here, and I am filming this in late August, so we've got a little ways before the actual season begins. But I just thought I'd get a jump on it and go ahead and throw out some very early predictions. Most of the time around this year, I would start with what's coming out, what's already come out, stuff like that, what's coming up at the fall festivals like Telluride and Toronto and Venice and everything. But I don't know. I figured I'd just jump right in this year and just go into what we have and yeah, just kind of try to see how many of these are going to stick around and how many of them are going to completely, fall by the wayside. It's going to be interesting to see. But anyways. With that, I don't know. I was gonna say, we're back to the normal Oscars year and everything, but I don't know. I mean, it's like obviously everything that happened with last year's. I mean, everything was for a lot of people. It was flipping everything on its axis. Just 100% different than what we're used to. And then for others, just a few things changed, but otherwise everything was about the same. But, and we're in kind of a weird state right now because, I mean, obviously everything with the Delta variant, a lot of people are worried, other people are not worried. I don't know, it's been kind of a, 50-50, everybody takes it their own way kind of deal. But anyways, we'll have to see what major effects that does have on the upcoming Academy Awards and the films that'll be trying to get in this year. So, I'll be honest, I haven't really looked at the list for Toronto very well, or what ones have announced they're being at Toronto. I haven't really looked very hard at the Venice one, and I don't even know, does Venice, it hasn't started yet, I don't think. Let's see here, 2021. I was going to see, what dates are they? Oh, no, we got a little ways here. From when I'm filming this, it's not till September the 1st, so... Yeah, I haven't looked at the lineup yet. I'll save that. We'll do a video later, probably closer to the actual time, and I'll upload these in the order I'm filming them. So this is our first look. Just what do I think? Who are the 5 for the acting categories right now? Who would be the 5 for director? The 5 for the screenplays? The 10 for picture? Because it is a solid 10. Remember, as of this year. And remember, we also have that rule with I believe it was this year with the whole. So much of it's like the 3 criteria thing or whatever, the 3 stages for when you're eligible for picture or whatever, but I don't know. Does anybody remember those? Does the Academy even remember? I don't know. We'll find out. But anyways, all that beside the point. I'll jump into the, because obviously we don't know Telluride until like almost the day of, like day before. So we don't know anything about that yet, but for Venice and Toronto and a couple of the other ones, New York Film Festival is one that comes up. We'll see what's cooking there. But I know there's a couple we'll get into today. I know I've heard some rumblings and stuff, and we've heard where they're going to show up. So if I look it up and it happens to be there, then we'll get into it. But anyways, I don't think we need to do a long preamble like last time. So let's get into the 10 for Best Picture. All right. So, I don't know. I kind of looked at the field this year, and it's like there's a couple here and there where I'm like, okay, I can totally see that one being the front runner. And there's a couple here and there where I'm like, they're going to get in, but I really don't think they're at the top of the list right now. They're definitely going to be in consideration. I can see them, especially a couple of these, getting a boatload of nominations in the tech categories. You can probably guess which 2 they are. But as far as like actually winning Best Picture being up there, it's going to be a little bit of a hill to climb. I don't think it's impossible, but it's definitely going to be tough for these films. And I'll go down the list in the order that I have them right now. And I think it's... I'm looking at it for the first time in a minute here, but I'm like, I think I've got them where I want them. So anyways, I'm going to start with a film that I actually originally had Coda out front to win. And that was just on a whim. It just looked like, with the story and everything, it just looked like a really all-around fun movie. Great reviews in the mid-90s on Rotten Tomatoes. I believe it's still around there somewhere. But then I was like, oh, but it is Apple. It's almost exclusively on Apple. It's not like Tragedy of Macbeth, which is going to be Apple, but it's also going to be from A24. So that one's kind of up in the air, but it sounds like it's going to be a little bit more theatrical and less so on Apple. I mean, it'll be there, but I think there's going to be a period or something there where you can see it in theaters first, kind of deal. And a couple of the other ones there, but yeah, this one almost seems like it's exclusively on Apple from what I've seen, at least. And yeah, I do think it, from the looks of it and stuff, it's out now. I haven't seen it, but it does look pretty good. I haven't seen shit this year, by the way. Just in the last few weeks, it's like there's been a few that I've wanted to see, like what's the name off here, like the Suicide Squad. Even though I hated the first one, the reviews were good enough for this one. I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out. Still haven't gotten to it. Stillwater with Matt Damon, which did fairly well at Cannes, and he's getting all the great reviews. Haven't seen it, and I'm probably going to miss it because I've got the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty busy for me. And then what was the other one I wanted to see? Respect, of course, the biopic there for Aretha. Yeah, I want to see it, and it was definitely one that was touted, pretty early on last year. I had, as I recall, I had her out front last year at first, but and then obviously the movie got pulled to this year. But I don't know, with the reviews and everything, the box office is okay. I don't know. We'll get to her in Best Actress. We'll see where she's at. But that's one I do want to see. I haven't gotten to it yet. And then I think there was one or two more, but yeah, I forgot them already. So anyways, yeah, it's like the ones I have seen are like Quiet Place 2. I did see that. I really liked it, by the way. I didn't quite think it had the ingenuity of the first film, but it was still for a horror sequel like that. I think they did a really good job with what they had there, and especially the top 20 minutes were incredible. And I think generally I was really on board with it, and then like maybe it got a little too silly in the last 20 minutes with a couple plot points where it's like, okay, they had to, there was an easier way they could have gotten to this point, but they went with a really dumb one, I thought. But yeah, and then let's see, I was going to say Captain Marvel, no, Black Widow, the other female superhero from Marvel. Black Widow I thought was good, solid, maybe not outstanding as far as Marvel stuff, not as good as like, I don't know, the last couple Avengers movies, not as good as the last couple of Captain America movies, not as good as Spider-Man Homecoming, for example. Those are ones that stick out. Ragnarok, Black Panther, a couple of those. It's not, I won't say middle of the road because I think it's a little better than that, but it was entertaining and a solid film. I don't know, we'll have to get into the Marvel series some other time because I have some things to say about those too. I mean, none of them I think have been like perfect, but they've all been at least at the very worst entertaining and in many ways good shows too. But yeah, that's a topic for another time. Anyways, but yeah, I haven't seen like hardly anything this year, so I'm sure, yeah, I'll get caught up once we get going here and once a lot of these films start showing. But yeah, we'll get there. Anyway, so the point was I had Coda out front, and then I was like, oh, but it's almost exclusively Apple, so I'm like, I don't think they're going to go for a streaming one this year. It's like even last year with Nomadland, it's like even though that was on Hulu, it's more like, yeah, it did play in theaters it was more more Searchlight than a Hulu thing, I think. So. Anyhow, but that being said, so I have it in still for Best Picture. I have it pretty far down on the list. I have it number 7 right now, actually. But I had that one out front at first, just kind of on a whim. Like, oh, it seems like a movie that nobody's going to hate. It's got, I would imagine good subject matter and a good story there. And Marlee Matlin, who I think is frontrunner for supporting actress right now. So yeah, so we'll see about that one. But I think, and I do want to say, I want to see it, and it's out. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but that's a good one to get on the radar there. So that one's a little down. So speaking of Tragedy of Macbeth, I did go with that one out front for now, and it's I won't say placeholder. I do think this one legit can go all the way because you do have a lot of prestige around. You've got Denzel Washington potentially threatening to get his 3rd Oscar win here in Best Actor. Frances McDormand, who could be the first since Hepburn potentially. It'd be tough, and it'd be weird too, because Hepburn got her 2nd and 3rd Oscar wins in back-to-back years. So the equivalent would be Frances getting her 3rd and her 4th in back-to-back years. I right now I have her in 2nd. I don't think she's going to win, but she's definitely, from the way everything sounds, going to be a threat again in Best Actress. And then Corey Hawkins, I have him getting his first nomination for this. He plays Macduff in this. Obviously, Lord and Lady Macbeth are Denzel and Francis. And yeah, and this one, it's only from Joel Coen. It's kind of interesting because I have read, I believe it's true, that this is the first time that just one of the brothers has done something without the other. At least, obviously back in the day, they could only credit one of them from the DGA rules or whatever as a director. Like I think for sure Raising Arizona, but I believe Fargo also, and the credits and stuff, they only they only credited Joel, I believe, on Fargo. And I think for the Oscar nominations, it was the same deal, even though everybody knew it was both of them directing and stuff. Anyways, but and obviously they've changed that rule since, and now both of them can be nominated and stuff. But anyways, yeah, Joel Coen, yeah, he's a producer, writer, director, and the editor on this. You got Bruno Delbonnel. Yeah, I always think I'm getting his name wrong. Shooting this one, yeah, he's how many? He's up to like 5 nominations now, isn't he? Yeah, I got right on the dot. And I was gonna say, yeah, Darkest Hour was his last one, so he might be due for another one here. It's gonna be in black and white, and we all know the Academy loves black and white. Especially with like Mank winning in a little bit of an upset last year for cinematography. You've got dependable Carter Burwell doing the score. He almost always does all the Coen Brothers stuff. So potentially another nomination there for Carter. We'll have to see about like production design and all that, but seemingly, yeah, it's lining up to be right in a good spot too with the Academy as far as getting above the line nominations and below the line nominations. It'll play for the production design and costume design, maybe even for the sound category. I don't see it as a big special effects heavy movie or anything. So yeah, we don't think that one particularly, but like editing, is another one we can throw in there. And yeah, at least 2 or 3 of the actors getting in. I think Corey Hawkins. Yeah, we'll see if he's got a good role there. I think since he plays Macduff, I think that's a good. It's not like he's playing like King Duncan, who's like the. I don't know. Should we spoil that? I mean, it's been around for how many years? But he's the one that gets axed kind of early in the play and stuff. So, and that's Brendan Gleeson, by the way, is playing him in this iteration. Yeah, and I'll have to see, because I'm a little confused on this, too. I try not to... I'm trying this year, outside of a couple films here and there, trying not to look way too far into it early so I don't get everything spoiled for me and stuff. So I don't know if this is modern day or if this is actually like set in the time period and stuff. Especially if it's time period, then the costume and production design for sure. If it's more modern, there's a chance. I mean, I can definitely see it being more stylized and Joel Coen kind of going for that. And possibly getting the nominations. Remember, Parasite was a pretty modern film that got in for production design. And what was the one last year? I forgot what it was. It was like the modern one that got in for production design. I forgot what it was. But it was like, I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, that Branch has kind of been leading. In the old days, it used to be, just the period pieces, I can't think of the team. The one, the Howard's End and Remains of the Day. All those films. Like, those would be your shoe-ins and stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, with Parasite and then whatever the hell it was last year. It's like they've been not afraid to go a little bit more modern production design. That's more like that. Or was it Tenet? God, I can't even remember. Well, okay, whatever. Moving on. Anyway, so yeah, Tragedy of Macbeth. It is kind of a more temporarily kind of a placeholder for now, but I do think it definitely has enough stuff in it where I can see it going all the way. And it is going to premiere, and it's going to be I believe, the opening film for the New York Film Festival this year. So, yeah, that's a good spot to put it in. So we'll see if it maybe does. I don't know. Decide to. I mean, I don't think since they announced it so early and stuff. I don't see this one all of a sudden showing up last second. Oh, it's going to be at Telluride too. I don't quite think so. So I think they will save it for New York, which Irishman did a few years ago here from Netflix, and obviously that did very well as a movie. Tons and tons of nominations, but didn't get any wins. But I don't know. I think somewhere in there, I think they'll give this one a win early on. Early prediction, anyways. So I have that one out front for now. In second place, this is one, again, it would have to be the first, almost exclusively streaming film to do it, but I think Power of the Dog is one I'm believing in a lot. This is Jane Campion, who this is really, I'm trying to remember the last time she had one in The Hunt so much for Oscar fare and stuff, and I'm like, looking back, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, obviously the piano, being the first female ever nominated for director and stuff, that's a pretty big accomplishment and stuff. But yeah, she's not. I know she did like the Top of the Lake stuff. I don't know if she did all of them, but she was a director on that for sure. She's been doing that, and I did see part of that in a class once. I think we just watched the pilot or whatever. But yeah, it looked interesting and stuff. But yeah, this one is Netflix, and it's a pretty all-star cast here. Benedict Cumberbatch, Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons, Thomasin McKenzie, Cody Smith-McPhee, Francis Conroy, Keith Carradine, and Adam Beach. So you got quite a few in there. And this one does look like it is going to be more a period piece as well. I'm guessing 40s, 50s, somewhere in there. I don't think they have it written down somewhere, but it's like it kind of looks like that. And this one is going to be, we know, at Venice and at Toronto, and I believe it does say October 1st. It will be at New York Film Festival. So this one's going to hit all the festivals and stuff. But yeah, I guess basically it's just a kind of a family drama, basically set in looks like it would be post World War II, somewhere in there. But yeah, I think this one, again, really look at this one being a strong contender in the acting categories. I have it winning for screenplay. I have Campion getting in for director. I would say look out, definitely some of those tech categories it'll play in. Johnny Greenwood's doing the score, so he just got the one nomination. But yeah, we'll see if he can get his second nomination for this, and we'll see if it's more Oscar-friendly score and stuff, Because his stuff for like Inherent Vice was a little more, a little more Greenwood, if you will. So versus Phantom Thread, which was more a traditional score. I mean, still really good music, obviously, but that one they put in. But some of his other stuff they'll skip on. Anyway, so that one, I think that one again is a very solid contender here. In third place, I have Don't Look Up. This is the new Adam McKay film. And I remembered, when they were announcing this, I was like, holy shit, this cast. I mean, let's go into it. Okay, Leo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Jonah Hill, Mark Rylance, Tyler Perry, Ron Perlman, Timothée Chalamet, Ariana Grande, Cate Blanchett, Meryl Streep, Himesh Patel, Matthew Perry, Chris Evans, and Michael Chiklis. And there's probably a couple more, but it's like, holy shit, that cast. Holy cow. So this is another one from Netflix. And we do have, looks like almost all the crew from McKay's usual lineup here, like Hank Corwin doing the editing. Nicholas Britell, who did the score for Vice, is coming back for this one. And actually, winner Linus Sandgren, who did one for La La Land. And I think, what was the one he did after that? I was thinking, no, that was the other one, the tennis one, Battle of the Sexes. Yeah, that came out, and he was kind of early. Some people thought he might win back-to-back years, but not quite. Anyways, but yeah, he's been busy with First Man as well, and he's got No Time to Die, and he's doing the next Chazelle film as well, Babylon, which is not going to be in this year. That's they're looking at next year for that one. But yeah, for Don't Look Up, it's and I kind of forgot the story to this, but it's like it says two astronomers who go on a media tour. To warn mankind of a comet that may destroy Earth. So I don't know. I can see this one. I guess the elephant in the room when we get later on in the season is what's going to happen with the Golden Globes. Because holy cow! I mean, wow. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Do I even want to get into that? I don't know. I mean. Because the one thing, obviously, if you read all the stuff, it's like, clearly there's some stuff that has happened with the Globes over the years, so many stories where it's like, okay, how are they still a thing, But it's like, on the other hand, you gotta appreciate them a little bit for doing the comedy musical stuff, separating that from drama and stuff like that, which gives some films a leg up in the Oscar competition. You can't argue that The Martian, might have missed Best Picture that year if it had not, done really well with the Globes that year. The Big Short landed a few big nominations, which helped it along the way there that year. La La Land maybe was hurt more by the Globes when it went 7 for 7, but still, Point is, I don't know. Even if they dissolve that and the whole organization goes away and stuff, I still want an award show that does the comedy musical categories versus drama. I still want to see something like that because a film like this, which from McKay and stuff, I would imagine they're going to run this equivalent of comedy musical. I mean, yeah, it can do very well in that category there versus, if it is in drama, it's probably going to get crushed by a whole bunch of the other stuff. But anyways, yeah, so this one, I don't know, maybe this one, because like Vice, I was a big enthusiast of early. I don't think I had McKay in early on. I put him in eventually, then I took him out, and then he got in. But that year for Vice, but yeah, I think this one very much is going to do very well in those acting categories. I do have DiCaprio, Lawrence, and Rylance all into their respective categories. And it is early, so I might pull one of them or, so on and so forth. Meryl Streep, of course, you got to... Yeah, I don't have her in, but I think she's probably in the top 15 somewhere in there. And obviously we don't know anything about any of these people's roles and stuff. And Lawrence, this is her first kind of big Oscar-friendly role, arguably since... maybe Mother, but even then that was one where it's like we knew right away that probably wasn't going anywhere. But yeah, so even when you go before that, it would be Joy. Because Passengers, no, that she didn't have. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people were in the camp of her getting a bunch of buzz for that year. But still, with this one, this will be her first legitimate shot at a nomination in 6 years, which is weird because all her nominations came in a 4 or 5 year span or whatever. So now it's almost like Tom Hanks. Remember, he got nominated so many times in so many years. It's like, and then he got a longer period without a nomination than he did during all the years on and off when he was being nominated. And now it is the same for Jennifer Lawrence. Strangely enough, so yeah, we'll see if she can get back in. I know, with some actresses like that, it's like time passes and they don't really look at them the same way again. But yeah, we'll see what she can do there. And then in the techs, I don't know. I mean, Corbin has gotten in a couple films in a row with McKay for Big Short and Vice for editing. So maybe a third one. We'll see about maybe visual effects if it is an effects-heavy movie. I can see it having if it's at the Visual Effects Society and stuff, it would be more supporting effects. I don't really see this one as like an Armageddon, in your face kind of action movie like that. Like we said, it's more. I guess it's going to be more about the media tour and stuff. So it's like I can see them definitely poking a lot more fun at that and spending way more time on that than other stuff. And maybe they occasionally cut to the asteroid, or they'll show like a couple destruction scenes. Like, I don't know, for example, like if Jennifer Lawrence is sitting there getting interviewed by somebody and all of a sudden like she gets bored during it or something, then they do like one of those quick cuts, and they show, oh, this is her imagining like, boom, the whole studio just gets hit by part of an asteroid right now and stuff. And it's like, she manages to survive it or whatever, and she looks around and everybody else is on fire and stuff. And in a black comedy kind of way, kind of dark comedy kind of way. I can see scenes like that. It's like, okay, well maybe it can play for visual effects, maybe. So that's one as well. But and I don't really see this as being too much of like a futuristic piece or as much of a period piece. So yeah, I don't really see that doing as well in the tech categories, but we'll see. We'll see about makeup too, because I know with Vice, that was a pretty much a shoe-in that year to at least be nominated. But this one, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see when we get some more set photos and stuff. But I think the first ones, God, was it this one or was it another one? Don't look up. Let's see. I don't think they have. Do they actually have a trailer out for this? Maybe I missed it, but I don't know. That kind of looks a little fake. I don't know. Just from what I'm seeing here, it doesn't really seem to be like a huge makeup movie, just on the surface. But I don't know. I mean, a lot can change, so we'll see. All right, but yeah, that one again, I see more in the top categories doing well than the tech categories. In fourth place, I do have West Side Story. This is, again, another one I can, the wonderful, wonderful teaser we got during the Oscars totally won me over. I'm like, yep, that's going to be up there. And maybe being so high on the list right now is just kind of off of that. But, and it is, it's not going to open till December. Very much so. I see this one very much skipping all the fall festivals and just opening in December. and everything there. But yeah, I believe, as far as I'm aware, we've got all the same crew for Spielberg for this. So let's see here. I think I can get to it. Here it is. So I was going to say, I think it's Janus and Michael Kahn. Actually, Michael Kahn's not the only editor on this. We have Sarah Brochar, who might be first time, kind of being credited like that. So we'll see. But Tony Kushner is doing the adaptation, so I have him getting in for adapted screenplay for now. We'll see if he can stick it, because I know with musicals like this, it's kind of tough sometimes for them to get in. And famously, if you go back to the original West Side Story, it swept everything except adapted screenplay. It's like that's the one it couldn't win out of the, I think it was like 11 nominations. It won 10, and the only one it missed was that one. So we almost had 4 that won 11 Academy Awards, but anyhow. But this one, I can totally see just getting tons of nominations in the tech categories. And I do have, a few slots here and there for some of the higher up categories. Okay, moving on to number 5, we've got Nightmare Alley. This is, I believe, the front runner right now in Gold Derby. This is Guillermo del Toro's next film. Basically, it almost sounds like it's a quasi-remake of Freaks, the 1932 film, sort of, a little bit, or it kind of sounds like that at least. Basically, it's all about like circus freaks and stuff and how they take revenge or whatever. I think there's a revenge aspect to it. But yeah, tons and tons of cast members in this one. Let's see, I haven't pulled up the list here in a little bit. I forgot it because there's quite a few in it. Let's see here. We got Bradley Cooper, Cate Blanchett, Willem Dafoe, Toni Collette, Richard Jenkins, Ron Perlman, Rooney Mara, Tim Blake Nelson, Mary Steenburgen, David Strathern, and I think that's all the bigger names I know. But I would say this one definitely. Let's see, Carney. Yeah, it's okay. More Carnies. Okay, I don't think it's going to be as much on Super. Sorry. So much on like the freaks or so-called freaks that run are like the main attraction in the circus and stuff, like the original film there. But and I guess this is I forgot, this was like a comics, or not comic strip, but like a series or something, wasn't it? Something like that, yeah. But it's kind of, I mean, obviously, with Del Toro, you got to think it's going to be a player for some categories for sure. Visual effects and makeup, score, because you got Alexander Desplat, of course. His cinematographer from Shape of Water is back. Dan Loudston, I think is how you pronounce it, something like that. Anyways, and I believe that was his first nomination too at the Academy Awards. So we'll see if he can get his next one for that. Let's see. Then we've got. Let's see here. I think there were a couple other. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe I looked up the production designer or something. It was the same one from Shape of Water. But yeah, I would imagine quite a few of those carried over. But still, this one I think definitely is going to play for a couple of those acting categories like Shape of Water did, and definitely will be a big contender in some of those tech categories. It might even I don't know about huge sweep, but I definitely can see it winning multiple in the tech categories if it's comes in as strongly as a lot of us suspect it will. Okay, next up. This one, I think I just checked in, and it's like, I don't know if it's called this somewhere, but like Soggy Bottom, I think was the name of it, which was Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie. And it's basically, this is like his high school movie, was basically what I've heard. And it's, let's see here, I can bring up, I don't know, there's a couple places that still call it Soggy Bottom, but it's Bradley Cooper, Benny Safdie, and Cooper Hoffman, who's the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman. And this is one early on last year I touted for sure, and I think it's definitely going to be something to watch for. It sounds like at first I thought it was just going to be just exclusively like in the high school, just like a high school story or whatever. Maybe not full on like Dazed and Confused or one of those, but like something else going on. But now it almost sounds a little bit more like there's going to be like more film aspect to it. Like I guess the main character is a high school dropout who wants to become a huge movie star. Cooper plays I don't know about mogul, but definitely a bigger name in Hollywood or whatever, who takes him on and tries to get him somewhere. So it almost sounds like it will be more than just high school stuff. They might get into some filmmaking and stuff. So again, this is one I can see, certain groups really going for. And this is another one, as far as I'm aware, they're not going to run festivals with this. It's just going to come out in late November. It says limited planned for the weekend of Thanksgiving and wider release planned for Christmas. So kind of similar to what Phantom Thread did last time out. But yeah, I think this one, again, look for it to play more in the acting categories and a couple techs here and there. Again, the 70s setting will probably help it with like costume design and stuff like that. And possibly production design and maybe some makeup. Maybe, I forgot. Who's doing does he have Greenwood doing the score for this too? This doesn't say, but I don't know. We'll see. He's done the last couple of them, so maybe. But we'll see. We'll see what else it can play for there. But I definitely think that one's one. I have it kind of middle of the pack right now. Just I don't know. I think it will come out. I think they're ready for it and stuff. But it's just I don't know. I mean, some PTA films like Inherent Vice, I think a lot of us had that year. I did at least. Kind of had it toward the upper of the pack. I had it like fourth, fifth, somewhere in there for a while. And then the first trailers came out, and I'm like, oh, they're going kind of a little more silly stoner comedy with this. Okay. I didn't drop it right away, but I think I definitely lowered it. But yeah, we'll see if this one is going to go maybe a little bit more comedic, and stuff. But yeah, we'll have to see. So then I do have Coda. And eighth, I have The French Dispatch. Now this one, I don't really think, again, above the line, it's going to do extremely well. But again, this is really going to be kind of like Grand Budapest Hotel and a couple of the other Wes Anderson films, really servicing itself really well in those tech categories. Okay, do we want to... I didn't have this one pulled up either, but should we try to name everybody who's going to pop up in this movie that we recognize? Okay. Let's see here. And this is kind of almost alphabetical, but not. Okay. Timothée Chalamet seems like a sort of lead character there. And then you have Benicio del Toro, Tony Ravioli, Adrian Brody, Tilda Swinton, Léa Seydoux, Frances McDormand, Jeffrey Wright, Matthew Amalric, the bad guy from Quantum of Solace. Fuck that movie. Bill Murray, of course. Owen Wilson, of course. Liev Schreiber, Elizabeth Moss, Edward Norton, Willem Dafoe, Lois Smith, Saoirse Ronan, Christoph Waltz, and Jason Schwartzman, and Henry Winkler, Bob Balaban, who almost always shows up, and Angelica Houston is the narrator. Wow. Anybody else in this one who's been in like those undisclosed roles or whatever? I don't know. But yeah, and this one, I forget. It did premiere at Cannes. I forgot that. Yeah, how did it do? It's 86% right now, so that one's okay. Not as high, I think, as Grand Budapest Hotel, which I believe was in the mid to lower 90s. But still, this one obviously was going to be a big player last year and got pushed back. We'll be at New York, and I believe it might be. They might throw it in a Telluride. If I had to guess, it would show up there. But I believe it's not in the lineup for Venice or for Toronto, which Toronto I think would be more of the natural for that one than the Venice, especially when it's already played at Cannes. I don't really see that one doing 3-4 other big European ones like BFI, for example, a couple of the other ones. Anyways, but yeah, again, more of the usual players here when it comes to the behind the scenes, like Robert Yeoman. I'm not sure. Who I believe has shot almost all the Wes Anderson films, or at least a good number of them, if not all of them. Like, Moonrise Kingdom. He was nominated for Grand Budapest, so he's back. And we've got, of course, Alexandre Desplat back as the composer. So, let's see, what else has he got? He's got that one and Nightmare Alley, but I think he had one other one this year. Let me look again here. So we'll see if he's the triple threat this year. No, just the two. Okay. He is doing the Del Toro Pinocchio thing, whatever. If that ever comes out, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it will, but they've been talking about doing that for a long, long time. So don't hold your breath. But anyways, but yeah, again, this one, especially the costume, production design, score, maybe sound, film editing, potentially cinematography. Some of those, yeah, it's going to be a big player in, but. We'll see if they can get some support around an actor or two as well. But I still Ralph Fiennes. I would have loved to have seen him nominated the year of Grand Budapest. It was a very tough year for Best Actor for sure. When Gyllenhaal couldn't get in for Nightcrawler for fuck's sake, but I know it was a tough year. But yeah, my heart goes out to him a little bit. He would have been the one. I think they definitely would have sent him around for an acting nomination. But yeah. Okay, then in ninth place, I do have Dune in there. I was hesitant when it was in the race last year. I'm not as hesitant this year. I think the trailers and stuff, I'm very confused. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. It seems like it's just going to be a mess of stuff, but, stuff that looks good for sure. But, wow, again, a very talented and large cast here, from Timothée Chalamet again to Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, Zendaya, Dave Bautista, Stephen Henderson, David Dalmatian? Yeah, I make fun of him. You got Charlotte Rampling, Jason Momoa, and Javier Bardem. So, yeah, big cast there. And I'm surprised. I believe this one they're reporting it's 2 hours 35 minutes, which sounds really short to me. I seriously for a minute thought they were going to go full like Titanic, like 3 hour epic with this one. What Blade Runner was almost 250 if I remember right, the 2049 or whatever, or 2049. Yeah, let's see. Otherwise. And I believe they are just calling it Dune, right? Because I thought I saw Dune Book 1 or like Dune Part 1 or something was the name of it in like one of the ads somewhere or something. But I don't know. In all honesty, they're better off just calling this Dune, and then they can come up with whatever the next title is later. But yeah, this one I believe I saw it's going to be at Venice and it's going to be at Toronto. So Warner Brothers, bigger movie like this. We'll see. And I believe, now this one, I had also heard there's also a little bit of controversy that brewed for a long time, and it almost was 100% that what was going to happen was, because HBO Max, all their films are out, or I should say Warner Brothers, all their films are out on HBO Max on day and date this year. So, but with Dune and with Denis Villeneuve, who's a huge film supporter, theater supporter and stuff, I guess there were a lot of conversations he had where he wanted it pulled. He wanted it pulled from HBO Max and only in theaters. And there was a long time there where it looked like the report was going to break any second that Warner Brothers had agreed to it. Especially after kind of stuff, started to really look really good again in like early to mid-May, when it was like, the numbers were way down again, and it was like the vaccination rate was going up pretty steady, and it seemed like it was nothing but golden road ahead for movies and for cinema and everything. Now it's a little tampered, and it's like the last few weeks the box office has been very shaky. But and I think a large percent of that, I mean, if we can get off topic for half a second here, I think a part of that is Delta, but I think a bigger part of it is what's playing. Because, stuff like Suicide Squad coming off the first one, we knew, maybe optimistically we could have said 50 million or higher, but realistically we knew it probably was not going to hit that. Even though Don't Breathe was, a pretty solid first film and stuff, I don't know how many were clamoring or were even aware of the second one. Like, I remember I kept talking to some of my coworkers about it, and they were like, oh, there's a second one? I'm like, yeah, it comes out in like a couple weeks. And they're like, oh, I haven't seen any ads for it. So that one, they were very much like the first one, playing it, late in the game. But I think this one, if they'd started the ad marketing machine like a month earlier, I think they may have done even better than they did. But coming out on a Friday the 13th didn't hurt them either. Respect did okay for what it did last weekend. But otherwise, like Jungle Cruise, I think did pretty well, a little higher than expected. Even that was, I think, when Delta was really, everybody got really scared for pushing movies back again and stuff. And yeah, I can't remember. There's not way too many that have been pushed again, I think, except for maybe One Night in Soho it just keeps moving all over the place. There's another one like that, but I can't remember what it was. But I think they moved that one because of other stuff. It was Dune. Yeah, Dune. It was supposed to come out like the weekend of my birthday, and now it's like the weekend before Halloween, which doesn't really make sense. But and not well. I should say the 30 because we've got one on the 29th this year. That'll be a Friday, so it won't technically be the actual Friday before Halloween. But Halloween is almost it's like a Monday or whatever this year, so it's like technically part of the weekend almost. But but it's like the week before. Whatever, you get what I mean. But still, with this one back on track now. Yeah, it seemed like this was one that was going to play only in theaters, but now it's almost 100% been confirmed. No, it will be out on HBO Max and stuff. But which, yeah, I'm sure much to Villeneuve's chagrin and everything. Yeah, he really wanted this exclusively in theaters. But I'm very mixed about this one. Kind of like Blade Runner that year, because I was like, yeah, definitely for sure it'll play in the text really well. But other than the ninth spot right now in Best Picture, I can see other films coming along and taking this one, or even Coda, or French Dispatch off the list. So I would say the solid six that I don't really see moving unless they come out and they totally bomb are those the ones that we mentioned, the first six, which is Soggy Bottom on up. But Dune I can see falling by the wayside, especially if the reviews are not like super great. Even if they're mid 80s or whatever, it's like, yeah, anything probably lower than that I think will be considered a disappointment for a lot of fans and stuff. But yeah, if the box office comes in and it's a little shaky and stuff like Blade Runner's was, I can see this one kind of falling short in a lot of those upper categories like screenplay, director, potentially an acting category or two, which I don't really think any of them are super strong bets right now anyways, but we'll see. But I think Greg Fraser, just from the cinematography and stuff, no matter how bad this movie tanks, if it tanks at all, I don't see him missing. Just from the look of it, it looks gorgeous. I mean, very much like the Roger Deakins for Blade Runner, where again, that was a sure bet. No matter what happened with the movie, that was going to get in. And even that year, it won. But and this would be, I believe, his first nomination. Zero Dark 30. He got nominated for that, didn't he? Shit, maybe he did. Does it say anywhere? Let's see. Oh, no, Lion. He was nominated for Lion. He got in for that. That's right. Let's see here. Otherwise, yeah, so he has been nominated before. But I was going to say, because, yeah, he's done a lot of movies that are high up there, like Let Me In, Killing Them Softly, Zero Dark 30, Foxcatcher, Lion, Rogue One, Vice. Even did the Mary Magdalene one that nobody remembers. But he's got Dune. He shot quite a few episodes in the first season of The Mandalorian, and he's got The Batman coming up too. So yeah, he's especially this one looks, absolutely fucking fantastic, just in that cinematographer's point of view. And this one, again, the trailers are all over the place. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what the story is. I never read the books. Never did see the original David Lynch film, but I'm going to see it because just the look of it alone is convincing me you got to see this, especially on the big screen. But let's see. Otherwise, yeah, Hans Zimmer is doing the score. Watch out for him always. Joe Walker is going to be the editor here who, I don't know, several projects in a row, he was really garnering up almost to the level of, like Arrival. He was kind of the one to upset that year if it wasn't going to be La La Land, but it turned out it was Hacksaw Ridge that upset that year. So, we'll see if he can get another nomination for this one. Because, I think he got in, was it... we said Arrival, but what was the other one? Because he did not get in for Blade Runner. I think he was probably close on that. Sicario, he got a few spots here and there. Widows, I had him maybe out front, if I remember right, early. And he was nominated, by the way, for 12 Years a Slave. So it's not like this was his only nomination. But we'll see if he can go for number 3 with this one. Otherwise, production design, costume design, early on seemed like pretty good bets, especially more on the production design side. Let's see here. Editing. We mentioned here, sorry. Score. Sound category, I would say almost 100% it's going to be in there. I believe the first Blade Runner got both sound categories when they had 2. Visual effects, yes, this will probably be the front runner for that. I can almost see it like Tenet last year. That one fell apart. As far as its huge Oscar chances and stuff, but it's still stuck around for the visual effects category. So even that might be one of the worst case scenarios for Dune. It's like, okay, gets the cinematography nomination, wins visual effects, or at least gets nominated there. So okay, but that one I can see almost kind of like Ragtime or some of those other ones where it's like it gets all those boatload of nominations but misses Best Picture. It could end up that road, but I still think the strongest bet for this one right now is going to be in those tech categories. But I think right now it's still a Best Picture nominee. And then in 10th place we have Mass. This is definitely a smaller film. This was one of the only ones I think from Sundance this year that, unless was Coda at Sundance? Coda might have been at Sundance. But this is one of the other ones for sure that seems like yes, Coda was at Sundance, by the way. But yeah, this seems like one of the other sure bets that was on early, and now it's like, okay, it seems like it's going to be a good bet. And a pretty respectable cast in this one. I mean, it looks like a smaller cast, and it seems like it's going to be a smaller one. But Jason Isaacs, Martha Plimpton, Ann Dowd, and Reed Birney are the stars here, or Birney, maybe that's how you pronounce it. But he's actually got the adaptation is an adaptation of The Humans that he's going to be in. Because I think that one and Richard Jenkins are going to be in that one. Kind of sounds interesting, at least. I don't know much about the play or anything, but let's see here. Film adaptation. I think he was... Is it him that's in it? Or is it just Richard Jenkins? That's weird. I don't know. I'll look again. Yeah, but this one, actually, The Humans, that's one I haven't gotten into yet, but that one's going to be at TIFF, and I don't have that in for Best Picture, obviously, because that's number 10. But it's also got Beanie Feldstein, who, she looked not unrecognizable. She looks very different in the upcoming impeachment series they're going to do on Bill Clinton, American Crime Story. I'm looking forward to that, too, because I think I told you guys, I read that book back in college. Actually, as I think I said, right as the Weinstein stuff was starting to come out, almost immediately as that started, out of the blue, I'm like, here, let me read this because it's Jeffrey Toobin, who wrote the book on O.J. Simpson that they based the series on. I'm like, oh, okay, let me read this one. Sure enough, here it's getting adapted like the other book was into an American Crime Story series. And I don't remember a bunch of it because I just kind of read it really quick. Got it back in the library at the due date and stuff. So I just kind of read it. Some of it stuck, a lot of it did not. But anyways, who's playing? Is anybody playing Newt Gingrich in that series? Because that Gingrich gets a pretty good role in the book and stuff. He's kind of more obviously when they get to the impeachment actual stuff in House of Reps. But I'm like, man, it's like that can be a really Oscar friendly role or Emmy friendly role in this case. But anyways, but yeah, she back to Beanie Feldstein. She's in this. Richard Jenkins, Amy Schumer, and Stephen Yeun, and June Squibb's in it too, of course. But anyway, so yeah, that's based on a play. So sorry, I thought he was in both, but no, Birney is just in this one, Mass. And I guess already he's getting a little bit of some buzz for this. Ann Dowd is actually the Gold Derby frontrunner right now. I have her in. I don't have her winning, but I think I can see. She's been one of those that's consistently. Kind of like Margot Martindale, like one of those classic character actresses that just everybody loves and stuff. So I can see her breaking in, and this is would be her first nomination if I recall correctly. Yeah, she does all the Handmaid's Tales and all those. But yeah, she's what was the one? There was a couple years ago. I think she had one that people were thinking had a chance. It wasn't Hereditary, no. Which one? Not Collateral Beauty. It was. Is it Wild? No. I'm thinking of the other one. I cannot remember which. She got a Compliance. That's the one. Yeah, I think she actually got she got not like big ones, but she got a few critics' notices and stuff. Maybe Critics' Choice she got nominated for. I thought she was definitely more in the hunt that year. But anyways, but yeah, I think this could be her break-in one where she actually gets nominated. But it sounds like this one, it's kind of like after, and I don't know if it's school shooting, but there's a shooting of some kind, and now it's like the victim and perpetrator meet face to face. That's just the description that I'm reading here. But anyways, so this one, it definitely seems like one of those small, smaller movies, kind of like that. But I don't know. I can see this one getting like the screenplay nomination, an acting nomination or two. Maybe breaks in for picture. Potentially gets a nomination for like cinematography. It looks like there's going to be some outdoor cinematography and stuff. So some of those, get in. So yeah, we'll see if it can get maybe a little bit more of a punch than early on some of us were thinking. But I'll tell you, the ones that I don't have in that are also being circulated right now, let's get into those. The one I had in for a minute, and then I took it out, and I still think there's a chance it could get in, and we actually had a new trailer come out today, Eternals. I am thinking this one is closer than we're thinking. This one is actually, I think, going to be Marvel's next best bet for a Best Picture nomination. And I think it actually does stand a shot at this point. And obviously a lot of that has to do with Chloe Zhao's work behind the scenes and all that stuff, and I think she is like a 6th or 7th place for director. I had her in for a minute, then I did take her out, and I think she's very close. Let's see, what else? King Richard, the first trailer for that, it looks good, looks solid, at least as a movie. Will Smith, I think, is definitely going to be the big candidate for that. We'll get to him in Best Actor. But for the movie itself, it looks like it'll be an entertaining enough film, and I think, good enough story you can follow along with and stuff. Let's see, then you got House of Gucci, which I'm not as high on in Best Picture. I know a lot of people put it up way high. The trailer was all right. I think there's one aspect of that we'll get into in one of the acting categories. There's one aspect I'm really looking at. Everything else, I think, okay, maybe it gets in. But okay, and then there was Tick Tick Boom, which is I'm going to bring that one back up because I forgot. Is this adapted? Yeah, it is adapted. Yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's right. Yeah, and this is Netflix. But it's, I guess, kind of a musical, and it's going to be at AFI Fest. That's right, because I knew, I read it somewhere recently. But you've got Andrew Garfield, Vanessa Hudgens, Alexander Shipp, Bradley Whitford, and I thought I saw one other recognizable name. But yeah, a few others there. Yeah, it seems like, what's the general... Aspiring theater composer endures a midlife crisis as he approaches 30 and does not feel close to his dream. Okay, I think Andrew Garfield's older than 30, though. He's almost 40. Maybe they mistyped. Maybe it is 40. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'll wait until I see a little bit more from this one as far as how high I think it's going to get in some of these lists and stuff. Plus, it is another Netflix one, and I think Netflix is... they're going to be more playing for stuff like Don't Look Up, and what was the other one we named off? Power of the Dog, yeah. I think those are probably a couple more of their higher bets right now. Let's see, In the Heights kind of came and went over the summer. I didn't see it, but I don't know. There was some controversy around Manuel Miranda's casting decisions. It didn't do very well at all at the box office. Yeah, I don't know. I think that one, I don't know if it's quite, I won't quite say it's DOA, but outside of maybe like a nomination maybe for score or song, and then maybe a couple other ones here and there, I don't know. I just don't see it being like a huge front runner there. We mentioned The Humans, Last Night in Soho, maybe. A Hero, this is one I'm going to look at. This is Asghar Farhadi's next film. Watch out for him. You wait. I'll come back to that one. Being the Ricardos is one I'm actually, that one's probably like an 11 or 12 for me. That one's really close, I think, which is the Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball biopic, which, if I recall, it's either written and directed, or just written by Sorkin, if I remember right. Being the Ricardos. Yeah, Sorkin is both, writing and directing this. That's right. And yeah, hell of a cast in this one too. Nicole Kidman, Javier Bardem, J.K. Simmons. You got Tony Hale and Clark Gregg, and I think that's everybody. Yeah, but and that's Amazon's, maybe one of Amazon's bigger players this year, unless I'm forgetting an obvious one right now. But yeah, that one I can see actually coming back and being a bigger player. It might end up a little bit like Bombshell, where it's kind of, and this, I don't think it's the same subject matter by any means, but yeah, we'll see if it kind of has maybe like a similar thing to that. Okay, then you got Belfast, a new film by Kenneth Branagh. I don't know much about it, and it doesn't have as much buzz right now. That's not an action film, is it? Because when it first, maybe just because it has Fast in it. No, I'm not. I'm not that dumb. But I don't know. It kind of seemed like a more like actiony title, by the way, just when I first saw it and stuff. But no, this is no. That's right. It's like a. Let's see. It's like a. Not slavery. No. Here we go. Young boy's childhood amid the tumult of Northern Ireland in the '60s. Yeah, period piece. I knew it was something like that. But yeah, you do have like Catriona Balfe, Jamie Dornan, Ciarán Hinds, and Judi Dench in this one. And then I believe isn't John David Washington in this too? I thought he was, but I don't see him listed right now. That's going to be at TIFF, so we'll see if that one can get something started there. And then we'll be at, I believe it would be at BFI as well. But we'll see. Let's see. So that one, yeah, I'll wait until I hear more. Then maybe I'll consider that one a little bit more. The Last Duel, the trailer I have seen for that. It's Ridley Scott's new film in addition to House of Gucci. I don't know. It looks all right. I mean, it looks like Adam Driver. I know he's got a couple other ones this year besides this one. The independent one he did that came out here not way too long ago. That one I think kind of came and went, so I don't really see him bouncing back for that one unless the critics really take him along for the ride. But I don't see it right now. But this one, I don't know. He looks like one of the better actors in it, other than Jodie Comer. I think she's in that like 10 to 15 range for Best Actress. I think for this, if she's going lead, I would imagine she would because she's almost the focus of the trailer. But the haircut on Ben Affleck, I do not see that getting in for makeup. I don't know. That did not look good to me. Anyways, but it looks all right. I'm not as excited about this one, but as a lot of other people were. But I don't know. We'll see. Respect we mentioned. Yeah, the box office so far is okay, and you got a lot of support right now for Best Actress for. I am blanking on her name, and I feel so terrible. I always do. Oh my God, Cats. I had her out front for Cats. That's right. Jennifer Hudson. Good Lord. I don't know. I've been on this video a while, so my brain cells are starting to deteriorate a little bit. Anyways, but I would say Best Actress is still in play for her, and then maybe supporting actress, and that actress's name is also escaping me. Let's see. Otherwise, Cry Macho. The trailer is also out for that. It looks okay. It looks middle of the road for Eastwood, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just the role, but it's like here he really is starting to look his age more and more and more. Oh, I don't know. That one might be a little tough to get through. I don't know. Anyway, then you got Parallel Mothers, the new film from I cannot pronounce his name either. Just did, I never remember the name of it, the Antonio Banderas one. Not Life Itself. He was in that one, but that one stunk the place, and totally everybody forgot it. Oh, my God. Okay. Whatever, he's got one out. Pedro Almodovar, I think. Yeah, something like that. I hear it pronounced one way, and then I got it, and then I hear it pronounced in different. Anyway, whatever. Let's see. Next Goal Wins. It's Taika Waititi's new film. Haven't heard much about it, so I believe it's still pegged to come out, but we'll see. Eyes of Tammy Faye. I have more to say about that one when we get to Best Actress, but I can see that one getting a couple nominations. I don't know about Best Picture, but we'll see. And then, Stillwater we kind of talked about a little bit. Again, more on that on Best Actor. Let's see. Anything else that really sticks out here? Not really, no. Maybe one of the other ones Warner Brothers might have that might go a little bit is Many Saints of Newark, the Sopranos spinoff. We'll see. I don't know. I've never seen The Sopranos. It's one I'm sure catch up with one day. Like I love the gangster genre and stuff, so I'm sure this one would be right up my alley. But I don't know. I feel like I'd need to see the show first before I get into the movie. Okay, for the Best Director category, the 5 I have are actually out front. I do have Guillermo del Toro. Kind of funny because we had Cuarón and Iñárritu win 2 Oscars each. Iñárritu's were 2 in a row, but Cuarón's were basically two films, in a row. Even though they were separated by a few years there. Why not Del Toro getting 2? That's what I think early on, at least. I have Paul Thomas Anderson in second. Remember, he did surprise us big time a few years ago here for getting in for Phantom Thread. So I have him in second, but it's kind of a placeholder second for now, if that makes sense. I think some of the ones beneath him, I think, stand a better chance. Like third, Jane Campion. I could definitely see a little bit of a rallying cry for her, with Chloe Zhao being the second female director to win last year. We'll see if there's enough steam in there to get another one, if that's the way the wind blows when it comes to all that stuff with voting and stuff. And obviously Zhao, I think she would have won it last year anyways, but yeah. I know that was a big champion of why early on a lot of people thought she should win or would win. See, then I do have Joel Cohen getting in for Tragedy of Macbeth, and then Asghar Farhadi, I have him in for a hero, and it's either him or Almodovar or somebody like that. I'm not gonna fall out of that trap again. Vinterberg last year, god damn it, I had him after he got nominated at BAFTA. I put him in, and I kept him for a couple days, then I took him out. Should have kept him in. What was the other one? Pawlowski for Cold War. Yeah, not a lot of people saw that one coming, but it's still Asghar Farhadi. You know, his last film won for international film or foreign language film, as it was known at the time. So I see him coming back and getting a nomination this year, or Almodovar, who has been around for a while. Almodovar's been nominated in the past by the directing branch, so maybe there's a little bit of a stronger case for him. But we'll see where Parallel Mothers ends up. So I have those are the 5. So I don't have Villeneuve in right now. I don't have Ridley Scott in for either one of his 2. I don't have Wes Anderson. I don't have Steven Spielberg. I don't have Sion Heder, the director of Coda. I don't have who's the other one? Who else are people looking at here? Oh, actually, I forgot one that might be a Best Picture player. I haven't seen the trailer, but it's out. Is Denzel Washington has a film that he's directing out called A Journal for Jordan, which has Michael B. Jordan in it. I think it's like a war, like he's a war hero or something. It looked like one of those. I'm pleading ignorance to not having seen the trailer. But again, Chloe Zhao, I think, is close here. If she doesn't get in, she's going to be close. Another one, one more for Best Picture, and again, it will come up later, is Spencer, the Princess Diana film. Pablo Larraín is directing that one. Jackie kind of self-destructed that year as far as getting a bunch of nominations, but it still landed a few. So potentially for director for that one, and maybe for picture, but I think stronger chance in the acting categories there. Okay, going on to the actor list here. I have Denzel out front for Tragedy of Macbeth. I think after Fences, I think the Academy wants to get him a third one. If they can give Francis 3 and 4 with the producer win, I think they can give Denzel 3. We'll see. Otherwise, I think it's either him and actually Will Smith. I have him technically. Right now when I'm filming this, I'm in third. I'm going to bump him up to second because Will Smith. I can see a rallying cry getting behind Will Smith because he's been nominated for Ali, Pursuit of Happiness, and one more. 3, right? What would be what's the third one I'm forgetting about? Wild Wild West. No, no. Ali, Pursuit of Happiness, and what's the third one? God damn, he didn't get in for Concussion. I remember a lot of people were butthurt over that, frankly. What was his... I know there's another one, god damn it. What's the one I'm forgetting? Damn, I gotta look through, because I could have sworn there was another one. Men in Black 3, no. Damn it, what was it? No, he didn't get in for... I was gonna say that one, but no. Okay, maybe it is just the 2. I thought this would be his 4th nomination. Here we go. Let me see this one. Academy Awards. Nope, just the 2. Okay, never mind. Funny enough, though, remember Ali, he did lose to, guess who? Denzel Washington for Training Day. That was the same year. So, I don't know. Pitting those 2 up against each other, maybe they do give it to somebody else. In third place, I have Benedict Cumberbatch for Power of the Dog. He's only gotten the 1 nomination for Imitation Game, but we'll see if he can get his next one here. I do have as kind of a placeholder, but don't forget, Adam McKay's actors do pretty well here, especially with Vice, with Sam Rockwell getting in for supporting actor when it was a little shaky there. So I have Leo in right now. And then my 5th spot, I'm going with a film that I'm imagining it's called this, and I believe it's the same story, Cyrano with Peter Dinklage. I have Peter Dinklage in there. I imagine it's the Cyrano de Bergerac thing. That's what I imagine. I don't know, unless it's something else. But I don't know. That seems like a role, and he seems like an actor who's kind of fit for that. It's a movie like that if it scores, comes out well, and he's an actor that everybody loved off Game of Thrones. One of the best characters on the show for sure. One of the more quotable characters for sure. God, I can't even remember half his lines now. The coins spilt all over the floor when he's talking about when he had that unfortunate thing in the brothel with the first love of his life and all that. God, I don't know. I could watch that whole show again. Maybe not the last couple episodes, but anyways. But yeah, Dinklage is awesome, man. So yeah, I know he's had a couple recently where he's had supporting roles, which haven't really they're not really Oscar friendly roles, like the one last year. I Really Care or something. That one, or I Care a Lot. And then he did have a supporting role in Three Billboards, but it's like, yeah, those weren't really Oscar friendly roles. So we'll see if this one gets him the next slot. Next chance for it. I think he's got a shot here. I think early on. Otherwise, who else? Cooper, as long as he's actually the lead in Nightmare Alley, possibly. We'll see. Joaquin Phoenix has one out called Come On, Come On, which I don't know much about. Andrew Garfield has Tick, Tick, Boom. We'll see. He got the one for Hacksaw Ridge, and then since then he's kind of, other than Breathe, he really hasn't had that many opportunities. Let's see, Adam Driver for either House of Gucci or that other smaller one, which I'm going to find the title of that one in a minute here. Annette, that's the title of it. We'll see. I think House of Gucci from the trailer, it doesn't really look like a huge role for him. I think, if anything, if he's more supporting actor in The Last Duel, I think that might be his best shot right now, just off the trailers and stuff. So we did mention Stephen Yeun for The Humans. I believe that's the one that Bernie played, or Bierny. Again, we'll get the pronunciations later. But it seemed like that was the role. He got like a Tony, or he got nominated for the Tony or something for that. So, yeah, some of those roles pan out. So we'll see. Let's see. Otherwise, Jason Isaacs, we mentioned a little bit for Mass. I'm assuming he's running in lead. Andrew Garfield, though, the one I think he actually stands a better shot at is The Eyes of Tammy Faye, where he looks like there's some makeup going on with that. That's another one I think will probably likely get a makeup nomination at this rate. I would probably put it, maybe not number one, but definitely up there. Let's see. Otherwise, did I skip one? No, I mentioned Cooper. Michael B. Jordan for Journal for Jordan. I'll probably end up watching the trailer for that sometime. But Then Matt Damon for Stillwater. It sounds like the role is great and his performance is great. Unfortunately, everything I've read about him since the movie's come out has been negative because he keeps shooting himself in the foot with some very controversial interviews and potentially stances that he's taking that might be viewed as controversial to some people. But I don't know, whatever. It's like, oof, yeah, he keeps shooting himself in the foot every time he opens his mouth. So, yeah, it came out a little early. Even though the buzz is there for him to get a nomination, I don't see it happening at this stage. Let's see, otherwise, who else? We'll see. One I didn't mention, Swan Song, which is going to have Glenn Close and Mahershala Ali and a couple others. I haven't heard much about that one, so I don't know, put that one on the back burner. And then Sean Penn actually did have Flag Day out. He directed that one as well. And that one, I thought it had good reviews. It sounded like he and his daughter, real-life daughter, really had some really great reviews going into it and stuff. But the movie itself, then I saw, it's only like 35% on Rotten Tomatoes or something. It's like, oof. So they don't, I guess the critics were really not liking that one. But I know that early on got a lot of great buzz for the performances and stuff. So I'm like, okay, well maybe, but I guess not. Okay, let's see. Then for Best Actress, I do have out front. She hasn't won yet, but she's been nominated a bunch of times. This could be her year. Jessica Chastain, Eyes of Tammy Faye. I can see that being an Oscar-winning role for sure. See, then Frances McDormand for Tragedy of Macbeth in second place. I do have Kirsten Dunst in there right now for Power of the Dog. She has not been nominated anywhere yet for the Oscars and stuff. She's got like the Emmy nomination, I believe, for or was it Globe or whatever, for the second season of Fargo. So she's gotten a few nods here and there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted to dump her for somebody like Kristen Stewart for Spencer, maybe Jennifer Hudson for Respect, potentially Jodie Comer for The Last Duel, or who was there was one other one I was looking at here. We'll probably find her later. But anyways, yeah, I have her in third. I do have Jennifer Lawrence in fourth and Nicole Kidman in fifth. Let's see, who else? Yeah, I mentioned. Yeah, Lady Gaga, we'll have to see, because I think this is one, I don't know, I haven't really rewatched the Star is Born lately, but I'm still, back from that performance, I'm still like, okay, it seemed like before this one came out, I was like, okay, she's kind of one and done, but here she is. And this doesn't really seem like stunt casting at all. No, it seems like legit Ridley Scott gave her an audition, she read the role, he gave her the role. So, in Ridley Scott we trust. And I'm like, after a performance in the last one there, I'm like, I can see her if she turns the corner and, goes into something that's a little more unfamiliar to her, where she's not, singing half the movie. Nothing against it. Obviously she played to her strengths. But it's like if we see her in an actual role where she has to go away from that, where she's an actual drama, or comedy, something like that, where it's, a departure from what everybody perceives you as. I'm kind of interested to see what that is, and House of Gucci is going to give us that shot. So we'll see if she holds up to it. Right now, no, I didn't see much in the trailer that was very showy, that kind of jumped off the screen that told me Best Actress. Unlike everybody else on Gold Derby who has her up front. But yeah, I'll wait and see a little bit more on that one. But that's not the one I'm going with for House of Gucci. You wait. Wait a little bit longer. Okay, otherwise, yeah, I think we mentioned a lot of these. Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers is another one I'm keeping an eye on. Maybe Rachel Zegler, who's the newcomer playing Maria in West Side Story. We'll see. Let's see, both Tessa Thompson and Ruth Negga are playing roles in Passing. That might be a same-sex relationship movie. Let's see. I know both of them are obviously great. Oh, no. I don't think... Maybe not. It's mixed races. Yeah, of course. No. Let's see here. So maybe unless there is a romance angle to it. But let's see here. Yeah, because I forgot. Yeah, Passing, that's a phrase people will use for mixed race stuff. I totally... yeah. I remember when they first talked about the movie, they mentioned that. I'm like, oh, okay. And I completely forgot it. So that's on me. Anyways, but it's, mixed race childhood friends reunite in middle class adulthood and become increasingly involved in each other's lives and insecurities. Okay, maybe there is a little thing there. Let's see here. But yeah, it's like Tessa Thompson, Ruth Negga, Andre Holland, Alexander Skarsgård, Bill Camp, who just got a bunch of buzz and stuff off of Queen's Gambit. So that's a name we now, I think, know pretty well. And this was at Sundance. That's right. Yeah, that's probably where I heard about it. That's right. And it is 85%. So pretty solid reviews there. As I forget, Rebecca Hall, the actress, directed this. And I believe I don't think this is her debut. I think she has actually directed before. Wrong. No, this is her directorial debut. Okay. Yeah. I was going to say that at first, but I'm like, oh, she probably directed something and we just all forgot about it or something. No. All right, but it's and that is also a Netflix one. So yeah, I don't know, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe this is like they have both these, I think, right now in lead actress, but maybe this is like Carol, where it's like, okay, they have them in lead, but one of them might go supporting, maybe in a different category, in a different award show. They'll both be in the same category, maybe. We'll have to see that. And then Amelia Jones for Coda, who I believe is the female lead in that. Let's see here. What was the other one? I was looking here and I totally lost it now. Martha Plimpton, maybe for Mass. And yeah, I'm not really seeing way much else that's striking me as a high chance right now. All right, now into the supporting categories. Supporting actor. This is where House of Gucci. This is where I see Jared Leto. I have him out front. And it's the makeup and stuff for him very much unrecognizable. I mean, to see him, from what he can transform, wow. Obviously you go back and look at him, okay, if his first, movement or whatever, his first piece in his artistic, making himself up or whatever, is something like Requiem for a Dream, then moved to Dallas Buyers Club, then moved to Suicide Squad, then moved to even something like last year's or this year's, whatever, Little Things. to now House of Gucci. God damn, can this guy not make any appearance not look like, something you've never seen before? Wow. Okay, so I have him out front. And yeah, this is the one bet I'm having right now for House of Gucci. Funny enough, and what's weird too, what's really odd about this is that when I saw the trailer and everything, and the way they showed his character and stuff, I'm like, why am I getting such strong deja vu of All the Money in the World? I'm like, are we going to have a story and now he's like Kevin Spacey, where he's going to get replaced in the 11th hour by, well, we can't do Christopher Plummer because he's gone now. But I don't know who would play him. Joaquin Phoenix? Another actor who played Joker? I don't know. That'd be funny. Something like that. But it was so... It's also kind of a true crime story, kind of like All the Money in the World was. Wow. I don't know. It just seems... I was just getting such deja vu. Plus, the lighting scheme and the fact that it's big actors and stuff. I don't know. I was just getting such deja vu. I couldn't really separate from that going forward. But anyways, I still have him out front right now. And funny enough, early on in the conversations that year, I believe Kevin Spacey was like the biggest bet that year for that film. Funny enough, Christopher Plummer comes along and for, what was it, like a week's worth of work, he gets a supporting actor nomination at the Oscars and at the Globes and, was it BAFTA too? One of those. Yeah, he got nominated a few other places. But, yeah. Let's see. Otherwise, speaking of House of Gucci, I don't have him in, but the other one, I would actually not be shocked. And he wasn't in the trailer much, but maybe they're hiding him. Maybe he actually does have a good role. Jeremy Irons. I'd love to see Jeremy Irons come back. Because I haven't seen it, but Reversal of Fortune, I was actually watching an old Siskel and Ebert clip where they were going in, like, if we pick the winners, they both picked him that year for Best Actor for playing Klaus von Bülow. And it's like, I just watched the clips, I'm like, oh my god, I've got to see this movie. He looks fucking amazing in that. It's like, and every line, every cold, dry, drab delivery he gives is just hilarious. Oh man, that's one I've got to catch up on and see. Anyways, so yeah, second place, maybe just because he didn't get in last year, I'm just thinking he's still going to get in. Mark Rylance for Don't Look Up. But I don't know, there's potentially a whole bunch, like maybe Jonah Hill and a few others from that film that I can see getting a nomination, so that's kind of a placeholder one. Jesse Plemons for Power of the Dog is kind of out front right now, but I think he's a solid third right here. Corey Hawkins, I have him in for Tragic Macbeth, and then I do have Bradley Cooper in for the Soggy Bottom, but and that's, again, I'm pretty sure he would go supporting here, especially if he is potentially going to be lead for Nightmare Alley. See, otherwise, Richard Jenkins for The Humans, I would say, depending on what that role is and stuff, seems like the early buzz is that's one to watch out for. Willem Dafoe, potentially for Nightmare Alley. Richard E. Grant for Everybody's Talking About Jamie. I haven't heard a whole bunch more about that one. Let's see, otherwise, Reed Birney for Mass. I can see that one getting a few things. J.K. Simmons, potentially, for being the Ricardos. I forget, what role does he play in that? Like a TV personality or something? Well, we'll have to see. Or like not personality, but like a TV executive or something, maybe. I don't know. I can see him kind of playing one of those angry, yelling roles. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm kind of looking down the list. Nothing else is really snapping out at me like, oh, yeah, that. Oh, yeah, him. I don't know. So this, I don't know. Right now at this stage, I don't know. It seems a little up in the air for some of these. Supporting actress, this is actually one where I'm like, outside of maybe a couple of potentials, I don't know. I kind of feel like the 5 I have could end up being the 5 we get. And that's Marlee Matlin, I said up front, for Coda. Rooney Mara for Nightmare Alley. Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. Ann Dowd for Mass. And Toni Collette for Nightmare Alley. I forgot I do have 2 of them in. Yeah. But I don't know. That's been kind of a common theme here the last few years, hasn't it? It didn't happen last year, but like... let me see. 2 from The Irishman. Oh God. God, I don't know. I was thinking about it beforehand, and I was like, oh yeah, it's like 2 from multiple films and stuff. Oh geez. Okay, I'm gonna fail at this, but yeah, it's like those 2, 2 from 3 Billboards, 2 actresses from The Help. Yeah, so it's like, that's been, I don't know, it's been a few more of those popping up lately. And for a long time, a lot of us last year were thinking between One Night in Miami or Trial of Chicago 7, it was going to be like maybe 3 and 2, or it could be, 3 and 2 other ones from other films, and or 3 from either film. It really, at a couple points, it seemed like it was going to be a sure bet that at least they were both at least going to get 2, but then it's like they just both ended up with 1. Anyways, but speaking of the humans, Jane Houdyshell is one that early on some people have some buzz for. Olga Merediz, who seems like she's like a mother figure or something from In the Heights. We talked about Meryl Streep for Don't Look Up. Judi Dench potentially for Belfast. Maybe I don't know. Thomasin McKenzie's got a few votes for Power of the Dog. I don't know about the role. Sally Hawkins is one I would watch out for Spencer, because remember, especially if Spencer does turn out to be a huge potential player there for Kristen Stewart. Let's see here. Forgetting, because they just announced for sure its release date, but let's see, maybe it doesn't have. Okay, let me go to her page, and then we'll see. See, okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, that's got to play a couple of the festivals too, but it's and Neon, it has this one. Good on Neon. I can see this being a good fit depending on how serious, dramatic, and stuff it is. But let's see, and who does she play? Undisclosed role. Okay, we don't know yet, but yeah, we've got Kristen Stewart's Diana. Let's see, Charles is played by Jack Farthing, not Farting, but Farthing. I know I've seen that name before. What's he been in? Okay, I recognize the name a little bit. It's probably getting pretty dark in here, so I'm going to wrap up pretty soon here. We're almost there. Let's see. Otherwise, I don't know. The rest of the roles here I'm not really seeing. I mean, yeah, Timothy Spall and Sean Harris and Sally Hawkins are in it too. But anyways, the point I was going with there was Sally Hawkins, remember, kind of not snuck in, but a lot of people, off of the strength of Blue Valentine. No. Oh, my God. Jesus, what was that freaking movie? No, Blue Valentine's a different movie. The Cate Blanchett one, she won for. Blue something, wasn't it? Oh my God, Blue Jasmine. I didn't have to look it up. I got there. Like I said, at this point, brain cells are starting to go. But yeah, I remember she got a couple nods here and there, and then she did end up with the Oscar nomination there. So yeah, we'll see if maybe it's kind of a similar deal. I mean, maybe not exact, but yeah, you get the point. Okay, then we'll move on to the screenplay categories here real quick. The 5 I have for original screenplay are French Dispatch out front, even though it does have a boatload of writers on it. Most of the time they try to stick with one writer. Don't Look Up, Soggy Bottom, Mass, and Being the Ricardos are the 5 I have. And then otherwise, A Hero, the Asghar Farhadi one, watch out for. Maybe Belfast, maybe Parallel Mothers, possibly King Richard, but I don't see it as a huge screenplay pick. If they want to go a little bit more horror, like Get Out, they can go Last Night in Soho, even though I don't really see that one early on being a huge player yet. Let's see, Don't Worry, Darling. Oh, I haven't mentioned that one at all. That's the next one from, I think that's... am I thinking of the right one? That's Olivia Wilde, and yeah, it is. Okay, but yeah, and this one's got quite a cast in it. Yeah, she's in it. Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, Chris Pine, Gemma Chan, Nick Kroll, and I thought I saw one other name, but yeah, Kiki Lane. If I didn't say her, yeah, I did say her. Okay. And I think this one, I don't think they have a release date for us. Maybe that's why I haven't seen it high up yet. But yeah, we'll see. And this is another Warner Brothers one with New Line, so we'll see if they maybe want to hold that one for next year. I don't know. It seems like they've got a little bit on their plate, so we'll see. But I lost my page here. What else were we looking at? And I don't know who from the cast or whoever might be in play for that either. It's a little early for that. Okay, that's that one. Adapted screenplay this year, I think, maybe has a little bit more competition, potentially. We'll see. 5 I have are Power of the Dog out front, Tragedy of Macbeth, Coda, Nightmare Alley. I was going to say Nightmare on Elm Street. That'd be awesome if it got nominated. But yeah, here's an old horror movie from almost 40 years ago. We're nominating it. No. And then West Side Story being the fifth one. But yeah, House of Gucci is going to play and adapted as far as we're aware. The Humans would be adapted. Dune is adapted, of course. Passing, I believe, is an adaptation as well. Tick, Tick, Boom is based off a musical. Last Duel in the Heights is adapted? I don't know. Next Goal Wins, I know. It was one they talked about last year a little bit. Journal for Jordan is adapted. Eyes of Tammy Faye, if that potentially goes in for adapted. Yeah, so it's a little bit more crowded over here in adapted this year, but those are the 5 I have early on. And West Side Story, yeah, I'm just kind of clinging to that one because it's Kushner, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what would get in over it at this point. I'm trying to think, like, unless maybe if there's something from original, like one of those like Moonlight scenarios, you know, where it's like it starts out in original, but then they find out, oh, it actually was kind of written for the stage or whatever, so now it's in adapted or whatever. Maybe if one of those, like, I don't know, whichever, maybe one of those comes over to adapted, but I don't know. I'm kind of looking at the rest of the list here, and it's like, not really. No, I'm not feeling that one. I'm not feeling that one, so I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so that's early on in the Oscar race. We've got, obviously, a long ways to go. Like I said, next time we come back, it won't be today, but it'll be some other time. We'll get into the early thoughts for, okay, do we know is playing at Venice, Toronto? Maybe it'll be closer to Telluride, where we might actually know Telluride. We'll see. I don't know my schedule yet because it's usually Labor Day weekend, and sometimes I'm away on a lake somewhere, so we'll see if that's in the cards this year or not. If not, then I'll probably try to plan around that, even if it's its own separate video where we go into Telluride after they announce. We might do that. But otherwise, otherwise I don't really think, and especially with the way everything goes this year with like release schedule and stuff, I think we're still a little wary, I think, for that. I mean, like I said, I'm shooting this in late August, so maybe some of the films that we're talking about today, maybe they don't end up releasing this year. I don't know. It's like, what's the other one? Speaking of moving all over the place, the Venom sequel's been moving all over the place too. That's had like 5 release date changes. Anyways, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff like that. It's like, okay, I seriously am not gonna 100% bet on, way too many. So it's like, yeah, looking ahead for stuff like that, it's like, okay, well, some of them are, will come out and stuff, but other ones we'll have to wait and see. Like the Matrix movie that's supposed to come out in December, it's like, has anyone heard anything about that? I don't know. I haven't heard much, so I am imagining that's going to get pushed. No trailer yet for Spider-Man, even though we've got 2 Eternals trailers and how many countless trailers for the Shang-Chi movie. Or Shang-Chi? I want to see that one, but it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't sense a lot of buzz around that one. I had it right, didn't I? Or maybe I was, Shang-Chi, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've seen how many, and obviously that comes out in just a few weeks, but yeah, nothing for Spider-Man yet. It's a little surprising. I would think we would have seen something by now, but who knows. So yeah, there's a couple, and obviously those are the bigger movies, not ones that are necessarily front runner for Best Picture or Director or anything, but anyways. Yeah, well, maybe another time we'll get into the release calendar, what's currently pegged and stuff, and we'll go down. Because obviously in the old days, you didn't really have to worry about that, except for the ones that didn't have a release date, the ones that scored really well at Sundance or Cannes or some of the other fall festivals here that finally do get a distributor and then do get picked up and stuff. But, yeah. All right, that's all my rambling for today. So I hope you enjoyed this now much darker video here and getting into the Oscar conversation. It's early, but we're here, and it's gonna be a fun, exciting year. It's gonna be different, and we're really gonna see hopefully some really good stuff this year come out. And obviously last year wasn't really lacking for good material, but with this, with more films that are more playing for theatrical audiences versus streaming, and then vice versa and stuff. Yeah, we'll see what all comes down the pike, but it's going to be every year's fun. I get the sense this will be an exciting year, so I am looking forward to it, and I hope you are too.